My name is Raj Shekhar. I'm an English language trainer with around 10 years of experience. I'm a certified trainer. I've been associated with the UrbanPro since 2010. I have taught more than 2,000 students. Initially, most of the students are at a beginner level, but after my sessions, they have improved a lot, and they've seen the drastic change in their language level, and they scored high. Okay, so what I use in my sessions, I generally use different techniques like analogy, acronyms, comparisons, and mind map techniques. So any complex concepts we convert into a simple form so that you can follow and you understand it better. You can apply in your test day and even you can score high. Today we are going to talk about the one of the modules in IELTS reading part, and especially the heading matching questions, the toughest questions in IELTS. So today topics like reading and the different skills required for reading. And also we are going to look at the different question types and the heading matching question and a unique method or a strategy to answer the heading matching question and a good summary also. Okay. So, okay. So let me tell you the order of the test first. Okay. So IELTS, International English Language Testing System, and all the IELTS scores are between 0 and 9 band. 0 is a non-user and a 9 band is expert. Like if your language is almost equivalent to a native speaker, then for sure you can score a 9 band, okay, maximum score. So the order of the test is LRW, listening, reading, and writing. But speaking is before or after this particular day of your exam because it is a face-to-face interview. Okay, yeah. So LRW, so we have a descending order actually, like 4, 3, 2 sections. In listening, we have 4 sections, reading 3 sections, writing 2 sections. Okay, yeah. And listening, we have 40 questions, and you have to answer the questions based on the spoken text and the written text. And the total time for listening is like 30 minutes you have to listen to an audio, 10 minutes you have to transfer your answers from the question paper to the answer sheet. And when it comes to your reading, 1 hour time, we don't have any extra time. So in 1 hour, you have to answer all your 40 questions. We don't have extra 10 minutes time to transfer your answers. Okay. And writing, like reading and writing differs from IELTS academic and general. So general test is easier than the academic test actually. Like the question types, method, strategy almost the same, but only the difficulty level differs actually. So reading and writing is different from the general or academic. Listening and speaking remain the same. Okay, yeah. And speaking, we have 3 different parts. ITQ is a simple acronym that we have: introduction, topic, and questions on a particular topic. So the total time for speaking, 11 to 14 minutes. Okay, so this is just a brief introduction about IELTS test format. But today we're going to look at more of reading, okay, reading and the question type, and I'll give the best tips to improve your reading score in IELTS test. Okay. So reading, we have 3 sections, 40 questions, 1 hour time. If 3 sections of 40 questions, and what about 1 section? So 1 section total, we have 11 to 13 questions. So, but again, they ask the different types of questions actually, minimum 2 and maximum 4 different types of questions, unlike other exams where in reading you have only 1 or 2 question types like multiple choice questions or fill in the blanks. But in IELTS, we have around 10 different types of questions. That's a challenging part, I can say. So each and every questions are unique in IELTS reading. So you have to work on the different types of questions and a method to answer the question. So before you register for the test or before you enter to the test center, you have to have an idea about the different types of questions and a method to answer the question. Okay. If 3 sections, 60 minutes and 1 section, 20 minutes. So that's like minimum time that we have. But again, section 3 is tougher than 2, tougher than 1. So you have to manage your time in the reading module. So time management is a key in the reading module. Okay. So first section, you can finish it in 15 minutes so that you save 5 minutes. And even section 2 also you can finish it in 15 or 17 minutes, so you save at least 3 to 5 minutes. And the total time you can use it in section 3, because section 3 is more complex than other two sections. So save your time from 1 and 2 and use it in section 3. So the total time at least like 30 minutes you can use it for the section 3, because the toughest part in the reading part. Okay. And if 40 questions are 60 minutes, and what about one single question, right? So we have a simple math here. So 3600 seconds, like 60 minutes, 3600 seconds, and divide by 40 questions, so total 90 seconds. So for one single question, the maximum time that we have, 1.5 minute. So you have to complete your task within 90 seconds, but it's not compulsory to use 90 seconds. Based on the difficulty level of the question, you can plan. If the questions are easy, use less time. If the questions are difficult, use more time. Okay. Yeah, perfect. And here we have the different skills required for the reading. Okay, a lot of students, they think that the skimming and scanning are the best techniques for reading. No, these are like basic techniques, will help you to read fast and understand better. But there are other skills required for reading, like vocabulary. Yes. So if you want, you can note down the formula. Reading equals to vocabulary plus time management. I repeat, reading equals to vocabulary plus time management. That means you have to expand your vocabulary level. If you're aiming for a high band score in IELTS reading and even other modules also, like listening, speaking, or writing, you have to expand your vocabulary level. And especially in IELTS reading, they check the vocabulary level of a candidate. So please work on your vocabulary level. And also synonyms, because it's all about synonyms. So the keyword in a question and the keyword in a paragraph, they use synonyms. Don't look for the same keyword, always search for the synonyms. So synonyms are similar words, like alternate words. Okay. The other skill that we have here, paraphrasing. So paraphrasing is a powerful tool in IELTS. So this is a skill very important throughout your IELTS test. In listening and reading, they paraphrase it, whereas in speaking and writing, you have to paraphrase it. So definitely they give you a score for paraphrasing. So paraphrasing means rephrasing, rearranging the sentence. In other words, they use synonyms, they change the word order, or they change the structure of the sentence. Okay. And the next skill that we have here, question types. So you have to know the different types of questions in IELTS reading, and a method or a strategy to answer the question, and also focus more on the structure of a sentence. Okay. So listening and reading is more about, if you understand the complex language, you can score high. I repeat, in listening and reading, if you understand the complex language, definitely you can score 7 or above. That means your band level is based on the language level that you have. So work more on your language level. Okay, so work more on the complex language, like simple, compound, and complex sentences. Okay, and also work more on the connectors, because connectors are more of like signal. In English language, any text that you read, they use connectors to give a signal. Let me give an example. So why I've used signal here, let's say road signs like left or right. Left is a negative sign, right is a positive sign. So if you're extending an idea, you can use and, also, or furthermore, right? Or if you're trying to show a contrast, then you can use but, however, on the other hand. Correct. So these are like connectors that they use in any written text. If you understand that the signal is the writer is giving, you can answer the questions, because I told you already, if you understand the questions, or if you understand the text, you can answer the questions and you can score high. So your aim is to score high. That is possible only when you understand the text. Okay. And you also focus more on the paragraph structure. Okay, I'll explain you about the paragraph structure also now. And skimming and scanning, two important skills. Okay, let me explain you about skimming and scanning. Skimming is more about the fast reading. You read fast, you ignore words, you don't need to worry about each and every details in a paragraph. So skimming is more about circle, like you work more on the main idea of the paragraph, whereas scanning is a line, a specific information in a paragraph. The best example for skimming and scanning. Skimming is about the circle because overall information or main idea, whereas scanning is about the specific details or particular details. You search for the name or number or date. Okay. We have the different types of questions in the reading module. A lot of students, the problem here, they're not sure of the question types, and even they don't have a method. They apply a common method for all different types of questions. Please don't do that. For each and every question type, we have a unique strategy and we have to apply that. So here we have the question types with the probability, like most frequent to the least frequent. So the first 6 questions we can expect for sure, like 100%, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given. In fact, like true, false, not given, and yes, no, not given, challenging questions, the toughest questions in the IELTS part. And we have number of tips for each and every question type. Okay. And then heading matching, locating information, multiple choice, short answer questions. Short answer questions are more of WH questions, like who, where, what, why. Okay. And all of the 7 to 14 questions are completion questions, where you have to complete a sentence, complete blank, complete a summary, complete a diagram, complete a table. So it's all about the completion questions. Okay, so completion questions, I have a best technique here. Completion questions or blank questions. Apply the simple method: before blank, after blank. Okay, before blank, after blank. Perfect. So all these are the different types of questions in the reading module. So, but today we'll work more on the heading matching questions. So the heading is a title actually. A good synonym for heading is a title. So we give, let's say, movie title. So movie title tells you more about what the movie is about. In the same way, the book title tells you about what the book is about. So your job in IELTS reading, you have to read a text or a paragraph and select a one suitable title from the list of headings that summarizes the paragraph and suitable to the paragraph. One heading, one paragraph. Okay. Yeah. Let me give you more tips for heading matching questions. If you can apply my tips, for sure, you can maintain accuracy in the heading matching questions. You can score 10 out of 10 or 5 out of 5 for sure. Apply the techniques. Okay. Let's look at the different techniques now. Okay. So heading is more about the paragraph actually. Like if you work on the paragraph structure, for sure you can select a suitable heading for a paragraph. Okay. So let me tell you more about the paragraph here. So, okay, so we have a simple example here. Hamburger. The first slice is a topic sentence because any paragraph, the first sentence where you have a topic or main idea, or in other words, what you're going to read in the paragraph, the writer reveal in the first sentence of a paragraph. And the last sentence of a paragraph is a concluding sentence. And the middle stuff is a supporting point that supports about the topic, or they elaborate about the particular topic. And once you learn this basic and the structure of the paragraph, you can read fast and even you can write better in the writing module and you can construct your number of ideas. Okay, so please work on the structure of the paragraph. Okay, let me tell you more about the structure of the paragraph. So let's say a paragraph is generally circle actually. Okay, let me explain you why it is a circle. So, circle we draw based on a one center point, right? So we draw a circle based on one center point. And any paragraph revolves around the main idea. Imagine the first sentence, second sentence, third sentence, fourth sentence, fifth sentence. The paragraph revolves around the central idea, so it's a circle. And even we can correlate the paragraph with the tree. Like main stem is a main idea, and all other supporting points are the supporting ideas that support and elaborate based on the main idea. Okay, perfect. So once you learn the structure of the paragraph, then it is easy for you to answer the heading matching question. Okay, so in heading matching question in IELTS reading module, you have to search for the main idea of a paragraph, like the central idea of a paragraph. Imagine the paragraph is like a circle. You have to search for the central idea of the paragraph, but not about the individual words. Okay, so focus more on the idea of the paragraph. Okay, I have 3 steps method here, the best method that you can apply for the heading matching question. The first step, where you can read the first and last sentence. This you know very well, because here we have a topic and concluding sentence, and you can answer the question. If not, read second sentence. If not, you can read the whole paragraph, because it's all about your language level actually. So let's say if I take 100 candidates, 50 candidates can answer based on the first and last sentence, but other candidate, they should read the whole paragraph, then only they can answer the question. So you can apply the 3 steps method. So it's not compulsory that main idea is always in the first sentence. Okay, sometimes the main idea is in the middle of the paragraph also. So fix this 3 step method for heading matching question and apply this and tell me the score. Okay, yeah. So before you read a paragraph, you have to underline keywords in the headings, because if you underline the keywords in headings, so you'll get an idea about the different options that you have. Okay, and these 2 are the best tips that you can apply from the heading matching question. Okay, so before you finalize your answer, just apply a simple technique: x equals to y. X equals to y means keyword in heading should match with the keyword in paragraph, because reading module is all about the paraphrasing and synonyms. They use synonyms. Be aware of synonyms, because synonyms play a role and your vocabulary level play a role. Okay, so please work on your vocabulary and apply this simple rule, and any question type in the reading module you can apply x equals to y. Keyword in question, keyword in paragraph, keyword in heading, keyword in paragraph, keyword in option, keyword in paragraph. So all synonyms. You have to search for synonyms. Okay. We'll look at the examples now. Okay. So we'll try at least like 3 or 4 paragraphs. So we'll get an idea about the heading matching questions. So whatever the techniques we have learned, like let me give the summary here. The 3 important steps that you have to apply in the heading matching question. Number 1, 3 steps method. Number 2, x equals to y. Number 3, don't match with the word in a heading, but match with the whole idea, because the idea of the heading is very, very important here. Okay, so please focus on the idea of the paragraph, but not the individual words. A lot of students, the problem here, they just trying to match with the individual word in a paragraph. Let's say, for example, USA, and they just search somewhere there is a USA. Okay, my answer is 1, my answer is 2, my answer is 3, just because of one individual word. Because in the test, the question type is to check the main idea of a paragraph, but not the individual words. So don't match with the individual word, apply the whole idea of the paragraph and select the correct answer. Okay, so these are the 3 best tips that you can apply for the heading matching question. 1, 2, 3. So always read heading or the subheading of the passage, so you'll get an idea what the passage is about. Okay, so I told you already, the first sentence of a paragraph is about the paragraph, like the topic is about the paragraph, and the heading of the passage tells you what the whole passage is about. So the whole passage is about the behind the scenes of the museum. Okay, so it's all about the museum and the national museums and the different museums that we have here. Museums and those creators access their collections. Okay, so first we'll read the headings that we have, the different headings, so you'll get an idea about the headings. One more point here: headings always more than questions. Why? Because distractors, they're trying to confuse you. Like if you look at the questions here, number of questions, 8 questions, but options are like headings 11. So headings always more than the questions, because it's a distractor or a trap. They're trying to confuse you. So your job is to eliminate the wrong answer and select the correct answer. For that, you have to apply the tips and you have to understand the text and answer the question. Okay. Yeah. So the first heading, important keywords: unexpected preference, modern items; 2 reasons, 1 type of museum; growing cost, museum exhibits; growing importance, research purposes; global size problem; place, collections, unsafe, and need to show as much as possible visitors, unexpected, and WH questions are always important, like what, where, why, who, and the decision making difficulties of a worker, two roles of museum, lengthy but necessary task. Okay, so we have underlined the important keywords here. Okay, we look at the sample paragraph here. So I told you three steps method. First, apply the first method, like read first sentence and last sentence. Okay, million plants, fossils growing on an international scale, exceptional. Okay, the last sentence, they. So in the last sentence, they refers to, you're not sure, right? You have to read the previous sentence. Okay, deciding what to do with these accumulations of the things is becoming a problem. So they refers to the things. They cannot be thrown away. So the meaning is very clear in the last but one sentence. That means the second step worked very well here. Not the first and last sentence, the second sentence. See, on an international scale, things, problem. Okay, so can you search the synonyms for any of these keywords? Like if you search for international, so can you search for any synonym for international? So if you search here, we have one option, global. So global, yes, international. Problem, yes, pressing problem. So the perfect heading for this is 5. Global size of the problem. Because see here, deciding with these accumulation, these refers to the 130 million plants problem. So global size of the problem, the best answer. But if you look at the possible answers, like trap answers, like growing, two or like three, four headings are the possible answers, but trap answers if you match with the individual word like growing. So 3 and 4 are the distractor. And even the last sentence, put on display. So if you search for the individual word for synonym for display, so any synonym for display, yes, they need to show as much as possible to visitors. Done. My answer is 7. So if you match with the individual words, 100% sure a wrong answer. Please don't match with the individual word. Focus on the whole idea of the paragraph. The idea of the paragraph is here about the million plants and the problem. So global size of the problem is the best heading, the suitable heading. The fifth is the correct answer here because we match with the idea, but not with the words. And even you can apply X equals to Y, like global size equals to international, problem. Yes, X equals to Y. We have synonyms, and even we applied the 3 steps method. Very clear. Okay. The 5 is a possible answer and the correct answer. The next paragraph that we have here, in London, yes, definitely the place more important, and instruments. Okay, the last sentence, contaminated, and knew about malevolent effects of radioactivity. But I told you the vocabulary level of a candidate is very important. You should know what is a word malevolent. So malevolent means bad actually. So a negative sign. So the opposite word for this is ben. Like mal is bad, ben is good. Malevolent, benevolent. Mal is bad, a benevolent is good. Okay. So if you look at the key words here, London and the contaminated and malevolent. Okay. Can you search for the London synonym here in the options? If you search here, we have a London synonym, place, and contaminated or malevolent means unsafe because it is dangerous actually. So even somewhere in the middle, we have a synonym dangerous. So the best answer here is the 6 because we are trying to match with the idea but not with the individual words, right? The idea is simple here. It's all about the Blith house, the place where you have collections which are unsafe. Even the repeated words also gives an indication about the topic, like see, dangerous, contaminated, malevolent, uh, any other words here, poisonous. Yes, all the words equivalent to unsafe. So repeated words also gives an idea about the topic. topic. So please apply this step as well. Okay. So we have one more paragraph here. I'll apply the simple tip again here. Don't read the whole paragraph. Don't waste your time, because the time is a key aspect here. Time is only the constraint. So Neil Brown, okay, person name. The last sentence, who, enormous effect. Okay, so can you search the name, a person synonym? Okay, visitor, but he's not a visitor, I guess. He's a curator. Okay, museum worker, perfect. So 10 we can match. Decision making difficulties. Now search for the synonym for decision making difficulties in the paragraph. If you read a paragraph here, he refers to the curator, spends for the development, and we have a good connector here, a signal. That means the writer is trying to show the contrast between the two sentences. Growing especially fast, the next sentence is going to like contrast, like increasingly hard to identify. Here we have a good point. Hard synonym, difficult. So decision making difficulties of one museum worker. So the correct answer is 9, because we are trying to match with the synonym x equals to y. Keyword in heading, keyword in paragraph. Match with the idea, but not with the individual words. Okay. If you match, you have a trap answer, a distractor here, the seventh answer. He's not a visitor, actually. He's a curator, like museum worker. So the correct answer is 9. And one more last paragraph that we have here. So the value of collections increases. Okay. And the last sentence again, all the developments would have been unimaginable founders. Okay. So if you search for the synonym for value, uh, value or reliably increases, increase, growing. Okay. We have two headings here. Always try to differentiate the two headings. You have two options, but from that you have to select one correct answer, unique answer suitable to the paragraph, which summarizes the paragraph. Okay, so we can match with the growing and growing, but what about the importance and cost? So do we have a cost here? Okay, maybe value looks like cost. Okay, we'll take one more word here, research purposes, museum exhibits. So we don't have any keyword or a synonym for museum exhibits, so we can eliminate or rule out third heading. So now the best suitable heading, best summarize of the paragraph is the fourth one, because growing increases, value, importance, collections, collections, research purposes, genetic analysis. Perfect. Simple, a very simple technique, the best technique. Okay. All you have to do, you have to apply the technique and be careful with the distractors. In IELTS, listening and reading module is designed with the distractors, like wrong answers, trap answers. They're trying to confuse you. If you can identify the distractors, for example, 3 is a distractor for the fourth answer. It's like 3 versus 4, but you have to select one correct answer, eliminate 3. So always you have distractors, right? So be careful with the distractors and apply all the tips that we have discussed. So for sure you can answer the heading matching questions. So 3 important tips that you can apply for the heading matching. Number 1, 3 steps. Read first sentence, last sentence, read second sentence, or read whole paragraph. Done. Number 2, x equals to y. So the keyword in a heading should match with the keyword in a paragraph. For example, place, London, unsafe, contaminated, dangerous. So best answer. Third formula, don't match with the individual word, but match with the whole idea of a paragraph. If you match with the whole idea of a paragraph, you can answer the question. Okay, so here let's say growing, growing. So definitely your trap answer or distractor is 3. So apply these 3 simple formulas, and even you can apply the differentiate the headings, also the best tip that you can apply. The fourth tip, differentiate the headings. If you differentiate the headings like growing, growing, cost, importance, research, okay, the correct answer is 4. So apply the 4 steps, important tips, and work on the heading matching questions. For sure, you can score high. And if you have any queries with IELTS preparation, you can call me anytime in the UrbanPro app. Even you can book a demo and you can enroll in the complete course also. So in this pandemic situation, so try to stay home and stay safe. Thank you. Thanks a lot.